Hey, 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 happy Wednesday. Come on in, pull up a chair, take a load off, because the Gaming Gang Dispatch is in the air. Howdy, 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 gang. Welcome once again to the Duct Tape Studios. I'm Jeff McAleer, your host here at the Gaming Gang Dispatch. This is your first time popping in to join me. Welcome. Make yourself at home. Kick up your feet. We are certainly not performing rocket surgery by any stretch of the imagination. Just hanging out, talking about the latest in tabletop gaming news. So we chat about board games, role-playing games, card games, miniatures games. For the most part, if it's going on your tabletop, we're talking about it. So if you are someone who tends to watch the show quite often or you're a constant viewer, thank you very much for once again taking some time out of your busy day slash night slash morning, whenever, to join me and hang out. Always appreciated. So tonight is Wednesday, February 17th, 2021. This is live stream 622. So do want to point out, if you like this video, by all means, please give it a quick thumbs up. Subscribe to the Gaming Gang channel if you haven't already. And if you do subscribe, ding that bell. It'll not only let you know when I stream the dispatch Monday through Thursday nights, it'll also let you know when I upload other videos, such as today's unboxing and first look at Cowboys 2, the Cowboys and Indians edition from Worthington Publishing. Got a peek at this earlier today, so that video is up. And of course, when you're not watching videos on the Gaming Gang channel, be sure to visit thegaminggang.com for all latest in gaming news, reviews, and a whole lot more. Get your geek on at thegaminggang.com. Lastly, this is a live stream, so that means chat is available. It's not on screen. One of the ways I keep some of the more unusual commenters at bay, but I do my best to pay attention to chat. So if you want to say howdy, or maybe you've got a question, a comment, by all means, chime in. I will do my best to respond. So first out the gate tonight was the Madman. Yes, the Motor City Madman is here. Clint Gibson's with us as well. So the Madman says, no rocket surgery. I must have clicked on the wrong show. No, this is the right show. Do also want to mention before I jump into the news, but I've got a giveaway tonight. That's right. Got to be watching live when I do the giveaway. So if you are not here, you are not in the running. I'll mention this again. I'm sure we'll have a few more people pop into chat. But I am giving away 2 copies of the Symborum starter set, Treasure Hunts in Davakar, from Free League Publishing, the PDFs that are available already. That's what I'm giving away. 2 copies. This just hit stores on Tuesday. So if you are curious about Symborum, this starter set, I have already done a first look video. Now you get a chance to actually win a copy in PDF. I'm going to give away 2 copies. So I will mention that again. But once again, got to be watching live when I do the giveaway. Otherwise, you ain't in the running. So Grade A has joined us in chat as well. Good to see you, Grade A. So let's jump on into the news, because I have got quite a slate ahead of us. First off, this June's going to see the release of Space Dragons from Pegasus Spiele. here's what little I know. And I swear, every time I see this, I just want to go, Space Dragons! Space Ghost! It's Space Dragons! Welcome, daring ones. Are you ready for a flight into the galaxy of the notorious space dragons? You'll need to assemble your crew before takeoff, but then what? Will you capture a dragon or patch up the ship before it blows up in your face? Activating shields may sound boring, but doing so could boost the mood of your crew and thus earn you those last few victory points. Space Dragons is a trick-taking ish game that plays over 7 rounds. Each round, everyone plays a single card, and the highest card played wins the current Space Dragon. Current trick. That said, lower value cards come with strong effects to help you during the game, while high value cards might contain harmful effects. What's more, while Space Dragons score you big points, some come with symbols that could ultimately cost you points during the final scoring. Player with the most points after 7 rounds is the most daring dragon hunter and the winner of the game. Space Dragons is for 2 to 5 players, ages 10 and up, plays in around 20 minutes. It is going to carry an MSRP of $14.99 when it arrives in June. Oh, well. I wish I had more images I could share with you. This is all I've got, because that's as far as I know. This is from Pegasus Spiele and Edition Spielweiss, and neither one of them are sharing many images. In fact, if you're watching this on a big screen, you will notice that the back of the box is actually in German. I just wanted to share something where you actually get a little peek at the cards. So I don't know. But it could be fun. Pegasus Spiele makes some pretty good games. I don't know if I'll get to see this or not. I have reviewed some Pegasus Spiele stuff in the past, but it's kind of shows up out of nowhere, to be honest. So, all right. So a Grade A is mentioning the One Ring role-playing game Kickstarter from Free League Publishing is over $1 million. According to Grade A, he says it's the highest grossing Kickstarter for role-playing games since 7th Sea did $1.3 million. Really? 7th Sea second edition did $1.3 million? That's amazing. Because the weird thing is that 7th Sea didn't sell enough, so that's why it's now with Chaosium, because John Wick couldn't keep the lights on. So that's kind of strange. I did not know that. Thank you, a Grade A. Gary Clarkson has joined us in chat. Good to see you, Gary. Thanks for swinging on in tonight. Gary has been sharing some comments here and there on the channel as well, on some of the various different videos. Let's move on to the next news piece. Because currently up for crowdfunding, speaking of Kickstarter, is Stroganoff for Game Brewer. And here's the skinny about all the beefy goodness. Oh, I'm just kidding. In the 16th century, Russia began to expand eastwards to develop the vast expanses of Siberia. This phase of history is closely associated with the name Stroganov. In the game Stroganov, players try to collect the best furs to gain wealth and fame as they move across the vastness that is Siberia. They'll journey through Siberia in spring, summer, and autumn before returning home each winter. After 4 rounds, the player who has the best utilized their actions and collected the most victory points, you guessed it, is the winner. Each year, the players must move eastward across the landscape. They can spend horses if they wish to travel further. Once they have advanced, they may take a basic action, such as trading or collecting furs or coins. Lastly, they may take more advanced actions, such as visiting a village, setting up a yurt, taking a Tsar's Wish, which is drawing a card, setting up a hunting lodge, or buying a landscape field. All of these actions, combined with exploring and some storytelling along the way, earn players victory points at the end of the game. Each winter, players return home to Human to prepare for a new year. After 4 years, the game ends. Then players score victory points based on having collected the right landscape tiles, fulfilled these Tsar's wishes, built hunting lodges, collected furs, and more. Game Brewer does have a short Kickstarter video, give you a better feel for the game. Plus, you'll get a much better look at a lot of the artwork, which personally I think is pretty impressive. I like the artwork to this. So let's swing on over to the Kickstarter video and give it a watch.
In the late 16th century, Russia set its sights to the east. A wealthy family of merchants, the Stroganovs, were interested in earning the favor of the Tsar. You play as a member of this prestigious family. You employ Cossacks to do the work, enticing them eastward, further into the vast expanse of Siberia, ever in pursuit of the hunt and the reward of valuable furs. Over 4 years and in fair weather, you send Cossacks east, not only to collect valuable furs, but to establish contacts and set up outposts, thus fulfilling the wishes of the Tsar. You will have to use your wits and resources to outsmart your rivals as your expedition takes you further and further across Siberia. Each winter, the Cossacks return home, laden with goods, and having conquered lands, are full of stories ready to be turned into song. Will you uphold your family's honor? Are you worthy of the name Stroganov? Find out in this exciting and beautiful strategy game for 1 to 4 players. Designed by famous game author Andreas Stading, who brought you Google. Featuring beautiful artwork by Maciek Janek. And published by Game Brewer.
Stroganov is for 1 to 4 players, ages 12 and up, plays in around 60 to 90 minutes as well. This Kickstarter project is past the 200% mark of its funding goal. You can reserve a copy of the game as well as unlocked stretch goals for a $72 pledge. Kind of varies a little bit. It's all based on exchange rates. It's probably going to be anywhere from about $69 to $72. If you make that pledge before March 12th, expected delivery is this October. Like I said, gotta say the artwork is pretty impressive. I like the artwork. I like the style of this. It is kind of it's when I first saw it, I thought, oh, this is going to be, a historical game. Real, heavy in the history. I don't know. I don't know if that's the case or not. But it does look kind of interesting, have to say. Flaming Heron's with us in chat. I think I forgot to say hello to Flaming Heron. Good to see ya. Both of our chat moderators are hanging out tonight. I saw Flaming Heron had commented that I should work for Free League Publishing. No, I don't know about that. But, so Great A says they actually saw a playthrough of this. Rob German's with us in chat. So is Casey Board Gamers. Welcome, both of you. So, and then we've got Laura Santos is joining us. I believe it is a first time visit from Laura. Welcome aboard. Thanks for hanging out. So we also have Casey Board Gamers. So you'll notice I'm jotting things down, right? That's what I'm looking down at. I'm jotting everybody down who is in chat right now, because If you are joining me late, let me jump back out here for a quick second here. I am giving away 2 copies of the Symborum starter set, Treasure Hunts in Davakar, from Free League Publishing, who Flaming Huron says I should work for. But I am giving away 2 copies in PDF. I'm not giving away this copy here. This is my review copy. I have not finished looking through it yet to do my review, but I am giving away 2 copies in PDF. So you have to be watching live when I bust out the contest. So just to let everybody know. All right. So some discussion there about the playthrough of Stroganov. Like I said, it's an impressive looking game. It's just, I don't know. I don't know. There isn't much meat on the bones as far as the information about the game, the actual gameplay mechanics. So I'm sure that a grade A is going to kind of maybe let people in on that. Fleming is glad you saw me. Yes, I saw you were here. I was in the midst of doing the news piece, so that's what kind of held me up. Speaking of news, and of course it's Wednesday, and you know I like to share wargame news on Wednesday. Plus, I already shared my unboxing video of Cowboys 2, the Cowboys and Indians edition from Worthington Publishing today. So there you've got a little bit of your wargaming here. As Mr. Eddie T joins us in chat. I believe it's another first timer popping in. So welcome aboard, Eddie. Make yourself comfortable. Anyway, so my third news piece is from GMT Games, and arriving in stores is the Last 100 Yards Volume 2. Oh, wait a second. Jumped up the wrong way. Bing, there we go. Airborne over Europe. Here's the dope. The Last 100 Yards, Volume 2, Airborne over Europe, is the second game, thus being Volume 2, in Mike Denson's Last 100 Yards series. It includes 2 major campaigns featuring numerous missions covering small unit actions conducted by U.S. airborne forces in the Normandy and Market Garden operations. In the Operation Overlord campaign, follow the elements of the American 82nd and 101st Divisions beyond the Normandy beachheads. After being scattered over a large area in Normandy on the night of June 6th, they struggled to assemble and secure their objectives to support the advance of the American units landing at Utah Beach. Later missions featured them defending against the inevitable German reaction and counterattack. Follow Lieutenant Dick Winters, yes, Band of Brothers, folks, as he leads his platoon in taking out the artillery battery at Bricout Manor near Saint-Marie-du-Mont, and then faces a counterattack from elements of Colonel von der Heiden's 6th Fallschirmjäger Regiment. Yes, I'm going to mispronounce all of these names. In the Operation Market Garden campaign, follow the 82nd Airborne Division after landing south of, I always mispronounce this. I believe it's Nijmegen, in the early afternoon hours of September 17th as they race to secure critical bridges over the Wall and Maas rivers, as well as those over the canal between them. Follow Lieutenant Foley and his men as they defend Devil's Hill against German counterattacks on the Eisenborn Ridge, Gorsbeck Heights, a mere 2 to 3 miles from the German border. While the 82nd lands around, the 101st Airborne Division lands north of Eindhoven and begins its own race to secure its assigned bridges over the River Dammel in Eindhoven, the Wilhelmina Canal in Son and Brest, I should say Best, and the bridges over the Zuid Willemsvaart and River AA in Wiegel. Experience the counterattack by the German Kampfgruppe Hilba and Walther as they cut the main highway near Riegel. Took 2 critical days of hard fighting for units of the 101st Airborne and British 3rd Corps to reopen the corridor. This game will introduce airdrop and night rules, as well as new terrain to the series. Successfully landing airborne troops at night, assembling them from a dispersed condition, and advancing against unknown enemy resistance to secure your objectives will prove a thrilling challenge in this new game. You don't want to miss it. The Last 100 Yards Airborne over Europe is for 2 players, ages 14 and up. Plays in 2 hours or more. It's going to depend on the scenario. Does carry an MSRP of $59. I have to point out, I reviewed the first volume of The Last 100 Yards. I liked it. So if you are curious about the game system, check out my review video. It is a longer video. I kind of walked through some of the gameplay, but really good system. It's I gotta admit, squad leader, advanced squad leader, not the original squad leader. Advanced squad leader is just too heavy from me. A grade A is giving us the correct pronunciation. Thank you. Nemeum. Like I said, I never get it right. I've watched A Bridge Too Far umpteen times. I've watched Band of Brothers umpteen times. Still can't. I'm lucky I can pronounce Eindhoven. Right? You know, I treat English like it's a second language. Anyway, by all means, check out the video review if you want to take a peek at what The Last 100 Yards is all about. All right, so we also have another newcomer joining us in chat. Sarah D is swinging in, saying that they should say hello instead of just lurking in the corner. Yeah, we get people who lurk. It's okay. I don't mind. All right, let's move into some role-playing game news. And I do have to point out, I'm going to be talking about the March releases from Paizo Inc. for Pathfinder and Starfinder. So, those of you who watch all the time know the drill, because we're going to be talking about this for a bit. So if you have absolutely no interest in Pathfinder or Starfinder, by all means, go make a sandwich, take a walk around the block, unless, it's freezing out there like it is here. Have an adult beverage. Give me about 10 minutes. And we'll get back to the next news piece. But Paizo Inc. has loads of great Pathfinder and Starfinder action coming in March. I'm going to talk about the major releases. Keep in mind, there's more than what I'm talking about coming out. But first off, we've got the Pathfinder Adventure Path number 165, Eyes of Empty Death. Part 3 of the Abomination Vaults. Death lurks in the darkness. The deepest levels of the Abomination Vaults contain massive caverns and a relic left behind by one of the outer gods. The heroes must negotiate the ruthless politics of insular drow, vampiric Undenfans. I just throw out whatever pronunciation of this stuff. I don't know what the hell it is. Undenfans! I swear, it sounds like I'm sneezing. And stranger creatures for the tools they need to vanquish Belcora Havanose. I don't know. Maybe that's the pronunciation. Kabuki Kid has joined us in chat. Good to see you. Double K's in the house. Yet even as the heroes grow nearer, the undead sorcerer's power increases, and the heroes must put her to rest before she claims the full might of her malevolent patron. Eyes of Empty Death. It's kind of an odd name, isn't it? On one hand, it sounds kind of cool. On the other hand, it sounds kind of goofy. Eyes of Empty Death is a Pathfinder adventure for 4 8th level characters. This adventure concludes the Abomination Vault's adventure path a 3-part monthly campaign in which the heroes explore a sprawling mega dungeon to stop an ancient evil from renewing her monstrous vengeance. This adventure also includes an expanded look at ghosts in Golarion, an examination of the outer god Nimbleoth, and powerful new rules and monsters. Each monthly full-color softcover Pathfinder Adventure Path volume, say that 5 times fast, contains an in-depth adventure scenario, stats for several new monsters, and support articles meant to give game masters additional material to expand their campaign. Pathfinder Adventure Path volumes use the open game license and work with both the Pathfinder RPG and the world's oldest fantasy RPG. The softcover is going to carry an MSRP of $24.99. The PDF isn't indicated just yet, but I am going to take a guess that when it arrives in March, we'll see this PDF for $17.99. Then we've got the Pathfinder Bestiary 3. With more than 300 classic and brand new monsters, this 320-page, beautifully illustrated hardcover rulebook completes the collection of creatures begun in the first 2 Pathfinder Bestiary volumes. From classic creatures like Clockworks and Tooth Fairies, returning favorites like Imperial Dragons and Mighty Titans, to brand new menaces found all over Golarion, this must-have tome of monsters designed to challenge characters of any level is an essential companion to your Pathfinder game. The Pathfinder Bestiary 3 includes more than 300 monsters drawn from mythology and folklore, genre classics, and more than a decade of Pathfinder, with plenty of new monsters too. Glorious full-color illustrations on nearly every page. Comprehensive monster lists sorted by level, type, and rarity to help you find the right monster for any situation. Universal monster rules to simplify special attacks, defenses, and qualities like grab, swallow whole, and regeneration. There are also detailed lore sidebars offering additional information about even more of Pathfinder's most popular friends and foes. This hardcover will carry an MSRP of $49.99. PDF will be available for $14.99. Once again, we do see the core books for Pathfinder tend to come pretty cheaply in PDF. There is going to be a special limited edition hardcover, which will be available for $69.99. Then we've got the Pathfinder Agents of Edgewatch Pawn Collection. Enemies and allies from the Agents of Edgewatch Adventure Path take their places on your tabletop with the Agents of Edgewatch Pawn Collection, featuring more than 100 pawns for use with Pathfinder 2nd Edition or any tabletop fantasy RPG. Printed on sturdy cardstock, each pawn presents a beautiful full-color image of a monster or NPC from the, you guessed it, Agents of Edgewatch campaign, including city guards, monstrous criminals, aberrant horrors, and many other friends and foes. The Agents of Edgewatch Pawn Collection, together with the creatures and characters from other Pathfinder Pawns collections, provides pawns for nearly every Agents of Edgewatch encounter. Each cardstock pawn slots into a size-appropriate plastic base from the Pathfinder Bestiary Pawn Box or Pathfinder Pawns base assortment, making the pawns easy to mix with traditional metal or plastic miniatures. With tons of distinct images, the Agents of Edgewatch Pawn Collection brings to life the enemies and allies from all 6 volumes of the Agents of Edgewatch Adventure Path. The enemies and allies of the Agents of Edgewatch Adventure Path, boy, I am tired of saying that, come to life on your tabletop. Each has its own abbreviation and identification number for easy sorting. This pawn collection, I don't think I need to tell you the name of it again, do I? Will be available for an MSRP of $24.99. You'll be able to grab the PDF for $17.99. We also have the Pathfinder Magic Armaments deck. A hero collects treasure at every step of their journey, and no treasure is more prized than the mighty magic weapons and incredible enchanted armor. 110 cards detailing every magic armor, weapon, and shield in the Pathfinder core rulebook, along with runes and special materials. Each card features statistics, descriptions, and beautiful full-color illustrations. Whether you're a GM building a cache of loot for the heroes to find, or a player taking the next steps of a hero's journey, the Magic Armaments deck keeps your fantastic gear at your fingertips. The physical deck will be available with an MSRP of $22.99, and the PDF will be out for $15.99. Our final Pathfinder release is the Pathfinder Flip Tiles Wilderness Perils expansion. There are regions in the wild where the environment itself is hostile. Flip Tiles Wilderness Perils expansion is the newest expansion to the, you guessed it, Flip Tiles Wilderness starter set. With 24 full-color 6-inch by 6-inch double-sided tiles, each stunningly crafted by cartographer Jason A. Engel, you can peer into chasms and sinkholes, scramble over treacherous terrain or through churning surf, deal with dangerous patches of quicksand or boggy swamps, or face a roaring, out-of-control wildfire. All perfect for the next time the heroes traipse too deeply into the uncharted wild. Suitable for experienced GMs and novices alike, this product fits perfectly into any game master's arsenal. Wet, dry, and permanent markers erase from the tiles. These double-sided dungeon tiles come in convenient packaging for easy storage. Add some peril to your wilderness. These flip tiles will carry an MSRP of $19.99. We've got two Starfinder releases. First off, we've got Starfinder Adventure Path number 38, Crash and Burn, part 5 of 6 of the Fly Free or Die campaign. The crew of the Oliphant, Timothy Oliphant, no, I'm kidding, it's just Oliphant, have been living the good life, riding high after robbing a calistocracy commerce barge. Spoilers! But when old enemies join forces, the crew loses it all. Once again, more spoilers. Their fortune, their reputations, and even the Oliphant itself. Now they're trapped on Absalom Station with nothing but the clothes on their backs. Hell, at least they've got clothes. They'll have to cash in every favor, rely on every friend they've ever made, dodge bounty hunters and assassins, and rebuild a junk starship that barely flies if they hope to catch their enemies and reclaim what's theirs. Crash and Burn is a Starfinder adventure for 4 9th level characters. This adventure continues the Fly Free or Die adventure path, a 6-part monthly campaign in which players take on the role of a merchant crew with an experimental starship, trying to get rich, escape interplanetary assassins, and outwit their rivals. A la Firefly, anyone? This volume also includes a series of side jobs, short mini adventures the GM can insert into the campaign at any time, as well as a collection of new and dangerous aliens and details on the corporations that dominate the galaxy. Each monthly full-color softcover Starfinder Adventure Path volume, say that 5 times fast, contains a new installment of a series of interconnected science fantasy quests that together create a fully developed plot of sweeping scale and epic challenges. Each 64-page volume of the Starfinder Adventure Path also contains in-depth articles that detail and expand the Starfinder campaign setting and provide new rules, a host of exciting new monsters and alien races, new planet to explore, a starship to pilot, and more. This softcover will carry an MSRP of $22.99. The PDF will be had for $15.99. Do also want to point out that Sammy has reviews of the first 3 chapters of Fly Free or Die on thegaminggang.com. She likes it. I think it was the first. I think the first release was her favorite, and then the second was sort of. She still thought it was good, but. And then I believe this last 3rd chapter, she said it was better than the second. So, all in all, seems like it's worthwhile picking up. And finally, we've got the Starfinder Flip Mat Solar Temple. Whether the heroes are mastering the secrets of supernovas and black holes under the tutelage of a master Solarian, or defending mystics in the glare of a once-in-a-lifetime solar flare eruption, no game master wants to spend time drawing every meditation room and training courtyard. Fortunately, with Paizo's latest Starfinder flip mat, you don't have to. This line of gaming maps provides ready-to-use science fantasy set pieces for the busy game master. This double-sided map features an ancient Solarian hermitage on one side and a futuristic cloister in space on the other. Don't waste time sketching when you could be playing. With the Starfinder flip mat Solar Temple, you'll be ready the next time your players seek enlightenment among the stars. A special coating on each flip mat allows you to use wet erase, dry erase, and permanent markers with ease. Removing permanent ink is easy. Simply trace over any permanent mark with a dry erase marker, wait 10 seconds, then wipe off both marks with a dry cloth or paper towel. This flip mat will carry an MSRP of $14.99. All 7 of these releases are slated to hit stores on March 31st. Whew. Yowza. Jeez. Every month when I do that, it's kind of like, oh my gosh. And there's, I want to say, I think there's like 5 other organized play releases, which, because you can't actually get together at game stores for organized play, they're selling the PDFs. They're like $3, something like that. Good thing I was going to tackle those too. So, all right. So, as far as chat, there's some discussion about basic fantasy role playing, which I've got a contest running for that. Talk about that in just a little bit. And of course, I made my Timothy Oliphant crack. So Rob Sherman's like, I love Justified. That was a good series. That was a good show. Santa Clarita Diet, I liked too. I got you. First couple episodes, I was like, huh? But it won me over. And I like Timothy Oliphant. He seems like kind of an odd dude, though. I don't know. All right. Final news piece. Available in PDF from my friends over at Cubicle 7 Entertainment comes The Champions of Order for Warhammer Age of Sigmar Soulbound. Here's the deets. Champions of Order gives players a wealth of new options for creating characters for Warhammer Age of Sigmar Soulbound and features new archetypes, new talents, and devastating new spells. It's packed with content and options to expand your Soulbound game. The book includes an expanded look at the Soulbound and their history, details on the mysterious binding ritual that links the hero's souls together, and tables filled with sample short and long-term goals for your hero. A brand new faction complete with archetypes, the Lumineth Realm Lords, Aeons from the Realm of Light. New archetypes, as well as rules for playing sub-factions such as the Anvils of the Heidenhammer of the Stormcast, the Ironwood Glade of the Sylvaneth, the Craith of the Daughters of Cain, and many more. There's almost 100 new talents and 50 new miracles to further customize and develop your hero. Over 40 devastating new spells to unleash, including a brand new lore of magic, the lore of the High Peaks. There's over 30 new endeavors to undertake between adventures, as well as over a dozen new contacts players can make, from collegiate scholars to Caradon engineers. Not engineers, engineers. The 144-page PDF is available right now at DriveThruRPG for $19.99. As you can see, my friends over at Cubicle 7 have sent me a PDF already. That's how I'm sharing these images with you, because otherwise we'd just be staring at the cover. All right, that is it for the news tonight. Speaking of DriveThruRPG, do want to point out the Gaming Gang, thus the Dispatch, are affiliated with the One Bookshelf sites. So if you are going to go visit, say, DriveThruRPG, please swing by thegaminggang.com first. Click on one of our banner ads. That way, if you happen to make a purchase, I get a small portion of that sale. All those nickels, dimes, and quarters really do add up, and they do help keep thegaminggang.com around. And there are quite a few people who do use those links, and I really, really appreciate it. Really, really do. So there's some. Rob German says, I like odd people generally. A great A's like Crispin Glover. Yeah, he's super odd. I don't think he's as weird as he once was. But that oddball interview with Dave Letterman where he almost kicks Dave in the head. Walter Goggins, or I should say Walton Goggins, he's pretty good. He's pretty cool. I just watched, speaking of him, I just watched a mockumentary. I say it's called Johnny Bronco. And I'm trying to remember where I watched it. I'm not sure if it was Hulu or Amazon or Netflix, but it is pretty funny. He basically plays this cowboy in the 60s, and when they released the Bronco, they haven't named the Bronco yet, and he races it at Baja and wins. So they name it after him. And of course, it's one of these stories about, the rise to fame, and then right off the cliff. So it was pretty funny. It's only like a half hour long, but there were some pretty funny things in it. Tim Meadows is in it, and he's actually really funny. All right, so Great Ace says, I think he was in a Super Bowl commercial. Crispin Glover, he may have been. I don't know if it was this year. I know he used to show up, and he was in a commercial where it was kind of like they were kind of playing off his obscurity. So, but I think that was a while back. All right. So, let's see. Anything cooking in chat we want to tackle here? I know there was quite a bit of discussion about basic fantasy. Yes. So Gary Clarkson ran a game of basic fantasy role playing for his family yesterday, and said it went pretty well, I believe. So that's pretty cool. Yes. So it's kind of funny because a lot of things we're talking about, I've got like some contests going about. So Mr. Eddie T asks, who remembers his movie Willard? I only remember the original. I don't remember. I know there was some remakes, but I only remember Willard. I remember Ben. I was never really into those kind of horror movies, if you want to really consider them horror. But I think they're more like psychological horror, I think, out of anything else. So Mr. Eddie T says he was a rat god. And Kabuki Kid's talking about Ben as well. So yeah, hey, it's just misunderstood kids, man. It's what it is. All right. Say that in the Dog Don Johnson movie, A Boy and His Dog. I saw that at a midnight movie. We used to, when I was in high school, that was back in the day of the midnight movies. And we used to go to midnight movies all the time. That's how we saw Dawn of the Dead. That's how we saw The Song Remains the Same. Yep, there you go. Great A's pointing it out. Yep, it's A Boy and His Dog. And Jason Robards does the voice of the dog. He provides the voice of the dog. Pretty funny. He must have been on a bender at that point, needed the money. See, what else did we see at a midnight show? I saw Eraserhead. I remember that. I want to say, I think I saw Repo Man at a midnight movie, but midnight movie, that really wasn't a midnight movie. I saw Kentucky Fried Movie at a midnight movie. So Rob German says pre-COVID, there was a local theater to him that did late movies. Yeah, the old The old midnight movie on Friday and Saturday nights, that is long gone. But I never will forget the going to see Dawn of the Dead, and of course, I went and saw it with my best friend Elliot Miller. We were freshmen in high school. Yes, Rocky Horror, of course. I saw that a few times, but I don't really consider Rocky Horror like a midnight movie. I know, kind of weird, but usually the theaters that had Rocky Horror on the weekends always had Rocky Horror. They didn't show anything else. It was always just Rocky Horror. The Biograph downtown Chicago is the first time I saw it. Logan Theater in Chicago. Yeah, the Logan Theater. Oh my gosh. Yeah, we could talk about a lot of oddball theaters that are long gone in the Chicago area. They Live with Rowdy Piper. I saw that in the theaters. I didn't see that as a midnight movie. Yes, Rock and Roll High School with the Ramones. Yep. Yep. And who was the actress who was in it? Because a bunch of my friends were all crushing on her. Was it PJ Souls? Was that her name? I want to say she was also in Stripes. Yes, Rowdy Roddy. I'm here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum. Gary says, They Live was good, didn't age well. It's all right. Yeah, Dr. Detroit. That was another one I saw at just regular show. Wizards. Ralph Bakshi's Wizards. I saw that at a midnight movie. So, of course, we're talking, early 80s is when when I was going to see midnight movies. Kids Are All Right. Saw that at a midnight movie, although that really doesn't feel like a midnight movie either. But almost went to see I Spit on Your Grave, but I heard it was probably not going to be something I wanted to see. Yes, even though I did see Dawn of the Dead and loved it. So anyway, I was about to say, I remember going to see it. It was freshman year. Best friend Elliot Miller and I went to go see it at a theater that wasn't too far away to go see Dawn of the Dead. And I'll never forget. They used to do these radio ads, and it would have the background music, and they would have this announcer. He would sit there and be like, banned in 38 countries or banned in 65 countries. So Gary Clarkson's talking about Wizards when he pulls the pistol out. Yes. Mark Hamill actually provided the voice of the male character, the male hero, who I'm not gonna spoil anything if you haven't seen it, even though the movie came out in about, I don't know, 78. Right. Staying away from spoilers, everybody. But yeah, he played he provided one of the voices. So yes, certainly do remember Wizards. I thought Wizards was pretty cool. There's actually a role-playing game that came out years ago based on Wizards. So long out of print. But I've seen the PDFs float around from time to time. So Rob German says they've been missing Total Recall. Can't bring themselves to watch the remake. I didn't come anywhere near the remake of that. Dr. Detroit. Yes, I remember Dr. Detroit and the famous line where it's like tearing your head off. And I think that was the first time I ever heard that. I'm going to rip your head off and blank down your neck. So the Madman says that they saw the Total Recall remake and did not like it. Pink Flamingos, I did not see. I've never seen Pink Flamingos. I gotta be honest, I think I've seen maybe one or two John Waters movies, and I like John Waters. I think he's a pretty cool cat. I always like watching interviews with him. I've seen some documentaries. I read his book that he wrote about hitchhiking across the United States. I thought kind of weird, but yeah, his movies like Pink Flamingos just probably would not be my bag of tricks. All right, so I didn't think we'd be talking midnight movies tonight. That's that's kind of wild. All right, so let's talk about some of the contests that I've got going on. On top of the contest I'm going to give away tonight. But I do have 5 contests currently running. We'll start off with the one that's the easiest of the bunch, and that is Nidavellir. You can win this copy of Nidavellir from GMT Games and Hachette Games. It's coming to stores in April. I have this spare copy. If you're curious about the game, I did do a review, so by all means, check out that video, and that's how you'll learn how you can win this copy. All these contests are going to run through the end of the month. So I got a bunch of stuff all over all over the table here tonight. So a grade 8 points out. We're still at 3.95. Actually, we were at 3.96 as far as the subs before I went live. Did we lose somebody along the way? I don't know. But usually, as we've mentioned before, if it's, I guess they only show like publicly when it's at, like, for an example, 3,950. But on the back end, I see where it's like 3,956. You will not see that number. You'll get the 50. I don't know. So Grady's like, come on, Flaming Huron, talk to your people. All right. So I've got a couple of Twitter contests going on right now. Let's talk about the first one. These are a little different in how to win because you have to be a follower of the Gaming Gang at the Gaming Gang on Twitter. You have to like the tweet. You have to retweet the contest tweet and tag a friend. But if I hit 7,000 followers on Twitter, which I'm only, I think, 210 away right now, so that's not so bad, I will give away 3 copies of Warhammer 40K Wrath and Glory in PDF, as well as this physical copy, which I understand this still isn't out in stores yet. I think it's heading over right now. So it should be in stores pretty soon. But the end of the month, if I hit the 7,000 followers on Twitter, I'll give away this book as well as 3 PDF copies. Then, if I hit 4,500 or 4,500 subscribers here on YouTube, I'm giving away a basic fantasy role-playing game special. That's right. You are not going to win this hardcover edition of it, but you shall receive all 13 of the physical books that are available on Amazon.com. That's right. I have those books in hand, and I will be doing a giveaway if I hit 4,500 subscribers to YouTube before the end of the month. So Blokadity, I think I'm maybe pronouncing that right, has joined us in chat. Welcome aboard. Another first-timer popping into the show. Make yourself comfortable. So this is a contest that is just simply on YouTube. All you got to do is be a subscriber, comment on one of the videos, any video between now and the end of the month. And as long as I hit the 4,500 subs, you are in the running. And I've got 2 contests as far as the upcoming Dungeons and Dragons Candlekeep Mysteries. So if I hit 7,500 followers on Twitter by the end of the month, I will give away the standard art cover to D&D Candlekeep Mysteries. And once again, this is another, you got to like the tweet, you got to follow me on Twitter, you got to retweet and tag a friend. And the final YouTube contest is 5,000 subs here on YouTube by the end of the month. And I will give a lucky winner the alternate art cover of Candlekeep Mysteries. So there you go. Those are the 5 contests that I currently have going on. So there is some discussion about folks in Texas. So, and there are still a lot of them who do not have any power. Nuts. I know the Madman had pointed out last night that his sister lives in Galveston and had power, and now he's mentioning that she has power but no water. Yeah, things are not good in Texas right now. I mean, the vast majority of the country is getting shellacked with winter weather. I know we have. So luckily, no snow yesterday after we shoveled it all and used the snow blower. No snow today. There's a little discussion. We might get a little bit of snow tonight, maybe get some tomorrow, but not a ton. So, man. Flaming Heron says, yeah, it's disgusting what's happening with the lack of power in Texas. As someone who went through over a week and a half without power, Flaming Heron can feel for them. Oh, yeah, most definitely. I hate when the power would go out. Knock on wood, I've not had a long outage here, but there were times when I lived in Chicago, in the city proper, that we would have something happen and we have an outage. In fact, one time it was snowing and there was so much snow, it actually lowered a branch onto the power line and tree started on fire. The power line blew out and it was right outside my window by 10 feet. And it was, freezing out. And I went a couple of days without power then. That was not cool. So anyway, I have one other contest, which I announced earlier today. So I am going to give away 2 copies in PDF of the brand new Symborum starter set, Treasure Hunts in Davokar, from my friends over at Free League Publishing. So you have to be watching live right now. So if you would like to be in the running, chime in chat. So if you were hanging out and you've been lurking throughout the show, now's the time to say howdy, because I will jot you down to have a shot at winning one of the 2 PDFs. So let's see. Chime in if you want it. So Mr. Eddie T is in. All right, that's it. Just Mr. Eddie T. That's it. The only one. Because I mean, sometimes I know some of the folks who watch all the time are like, oh yeah, I already got that. I don't need it. I don't have to. Okay, so Blacadity, Sarah D. Yes, I assume the newcomers are here because of the contest. So, and that's fine. That's okay. Clint Gibson says he wants in. No, I'm sorry, Clint. You're just not. I'm kidding. Just kidding. Okay, so the Madman's in. A Great A's in. Flaming Huron. I've got, okay, so this is who I've got so far. Is Gary in the running here? And we also had a Laura who was in chat. I'm not sure if they're still hanging out. Probably gave up. They're like, oh my gosh, this Paizo news just never ends. What is he going to talk about in an hour about this Paizo stuff? Great A's like, is there a contest? Yeah, I've mentioned it 3 times. Once before he showed up. Flaming Huron says, I'll put my hat in the ring even though I got the core book. Yep, got you in there. A Great A says, I'm not in. Okay. It's just a PDF, man. Oh, so a Great A says, I said yeah to the Flaming Huron comment. All right. Okay. So let's see here. Bing. All right. So I have 20-sided die. This is that monster 20-sided die that I got from Wizards of the Coast. And it's funny because the size of this die is actually more like one of those like scoring I'm not in, says Blocodity. All right, so I got a list here. I jotted down people. Let's roll the die here. All right, so, well, that's somebody who I haven't seen chime in. All right. Let's roll it again. It was KC Board Gamers, but KC Board Gamers didn't chime in that they wanted to get in the contest. All right, so we got Sarah is a winner. So Sarah D gets one of the copies. Let's see who gets the other one. I don't have somebody number 18. I win it. It's mine. I get it. All right, and that is a 9. Mr. Eddie T. So the two of the newbies who popped in are winners. All right, so here's how you'll be able to score the PDFs. So Kabuki Kid says, am I missing a contest? Walked away for a minute. Got to be present. So KC Board Gamers is like, I'm fine. I wouldn't be able to use it anyway. So Mr. Eddie T says, do it again. Sarah and I live together. All right. Well, yeah, I guess you could simply share that PDF, right? All right, here we go. There you go. So we've got Kabuki Kid in the running now. Yep, don't have 13. A Gray Day is the winner. But a Gray Day said he didn't want it. So he said he was out. He said he didn't want to be in. Man, it's so hard to give this away, right? All right, that is a 20. So I don't have the 20th. Okay, so Grade A says, give mine to Kabuki Kid. That's fine. Not a problem. So I will go ahead and we've got Sarah D / Mr. Eddie T. So there you go. So that's what they did. They were trying to double their chances of winning. So Sarah says, we're literally watching in different rooms. I can hear you echoing on my TV with my headphones on. That's kind of funny. Kabuki Kid says, nah, give it to the people who were in first. All right, come on. I'll tell you what. Kabuki Kid gets one. I'll actually give away 3 copies. 3 copies. Jeez. Another 18. All right. Up the madman. The madman. The Motor City Madman pulls it off. So we've got Sarah D. We've got Kabuki Kid and the Madman. So Kabuki Kid and the Madman have won things before, so they know the drill. Basically, all you got to do is email me at the Gaming Gang. So it's Jeff McAleer at thegaminggang.com. That way I have an email address in order to get you that copy of the PDF. So we've got 3 copies. So that's all you got to do. Easy peasy. So Flaming Hero says, just keep rejecting a copy. We may all get one. Yeah, I'm just giving it away to everybody. Everybody watches the show. 104 copies I've given away so far. So Sarah says that she kept hearing my voice and the chat sounded interesting, so they subscribed and started watching. Well, thank you very much. Certainly do appreciate it. All right. That is pretty... Blocodity says, I can't accept mine. It's like, my God. A Great A says, my PDF print queue is backlogged. Oh, yeah. You're preaching the choir here. That's why I don't review PDFs. Because I would never have time for anything else. If somebody wants me to review their RPGs, which we're lucky because I get, all the stuff that comes out from Wizards of the Coast, and I get a bunch of stuff from Cubicle 7, and Freely Publishing just sends me whatever I ask for. I don't know what the deal is with Paizo anymore. I mean, they sent me a huge box of stuff, cranked a bunch of reviews out, and then that was it. Didn't see anything after that. Jacob Getty has popped into chat. Good to see you, Jacob. Welcome aboard. Another first-timer here. So, anyway. But, yeah, so if somebody wants me to do a review, like I reviewed Basic Fantasy. I reviewed the softcover, and then I really think the fine folks over at basicfantasy.org are doing such a cool job. I bought the hardcover from Lulu, even though I'm not necessarily a big Lulu fan. But I was surprised. It's actually, print quality is pretty nicely done. Because I've had a couple of, I had a soft cover from Lulu one time that I was like, eh. So, anyway, I guess KC Board Gamers is taken off. I must have missed that in chat. Anyway, I'm wrapping up the show anyway. Once again, if you were a winner, by all means, shoot me the email. And of course, if you're interested in any of those other 5 contests, check it out. You can always follow me on Twitter, and you will know exactly what's going on as far as giveaways. So, and of course, it is at The Gaming Gang. Easy peasy. So, if you like this video, by all means, please give it a quick thumbs up. Subscribe to The Gaming Gang channel if you haven't already. And if you do subscribe, ding that bell, because it'll not only let you know when the Dispatch streams live Monday through Thursday nights right here on YouTube, also tell you when I upload other videos, such as today's unboxing of Cowboys 2, the Cowboys and Indians edition from Worthington Publishing. And of course, when you're not watching videos on the Gaming Gang channel, be sure to visit thegaminggang.com for all latest in gaming news, reviews, and a whole lot more. You know the drill. Get your geek on at thegaminggang.com. Those of you who are hanging out watching live, thank you very much. We had, I think, the most new visitors we've probably had in a long time, if possibly ever. So hopefully we'll see you again when I'm not doing a giveaway. Like, I'm not watching that asshole again. Unless he's giving stuff away. I don't know. No. Anyway, so if you were watching live, thank you so much. Always appreciate you taking time out of your busy day, morning, night, what have you, to keep me company so I don't feel like a complete doofus. But then again, I know a lot of people out there don't have an opportunity to watch live. So I also appreciate that. Same thing, taking time out to watch, even if you're watching on Memorex. Of course, I will be back tomorrow. So everybody enjoy the rest of your Wednesday morning, Thursday afternoon, whatever day it is you happen to be watching this. And of course, as I sign off all of my videos during this never-ending pandemic, I certainly hope all of you out there are being smart and staying safe. Oh, hey, you're still here. Well, if that's the case, by all means, if you haven't subscribed to the Gaming Gang channel yet, click right here. If you'd like to see the latest episode of the Gaming Gang Dispatch, click right up there. And if you want to trust YouTube's algorithm to give you something to watch, click right there. Once again, thanks so much for watching. And everybody, please wear a mask.